Fire questions. Mr. Milton asks, are inequality and a lack of opportunities for social mobility likely to increase due to Brexit? Who would like to start? Yeah, Governor, I think you'd like to answer that bit, wouldn't you? That question. Would you like to start?
Would I like to start on that question?
When you sat back, I thought you'd really...
Well, I think the contributions that we can make as a financial policy committee to social mobility and inequality is to make sure that there is a resilient, system is there. It's there through tough times. That viable businesses do not go out of business because of challenges in the financial system. That's something that would undermine. Exacerbate regional disparities and undermine inequality. So our core work supports flexibility of the economy and
but the regional disparities will get exacerbated.
I'm saying the extent to which what we do leans against. I mean, there is this very we've talked in the past.
Yeah.
About the potential regional impact of Brexit, something that has been corroborated.
So the answer would be yes in relation to regional...
In terms of regional disparities, the regions most likely to be most severely affected, Northern Ireland, the Midlands, the Northeast and the Northwest. And that is an exacerbation of region, and the region least affected is London. Okay. So
the answer is yes.
When you look at that's the assessment. It's the assessment of the government. It's the assessment of external parties. It's you add up the assessments of individual businesses and. Yeah.
Just coming back on the government's November analysis indicates that under a free trade scenario output would be 5% less in the long term compared to remaining within the EU in the long term. Does the bank agree with this analysis?
Our scenarios, so the government has been in a position of providing long-term assessments. We have only done scenarios for the purposes of stress testing, particularly, and then in direct response to a horizon that's consistent with the Monetary Policy Committee's horizon, which is 2 to 3 years. So we have not published and don't intend to publish longer-term trade impact scenario. So maybe I could just refer back to our November document and which does look at various levels of partnership that are possible.
Right. Okay. Last question. This is a question from Tim Elwood from Ascot. Do you understand the damage that the bank has done to the UK economy by quoting worst-case scenarios about the economy related to Brexit, such as house prices falling by 30%, the GDP to fall by X%, only to say later, whoops, sorry, it's not going to be as bad as we thought? Obviously, just a caveat, we did ask as a committee for the bank to provide those scenarios, but perhaps Governor and others, if you'd like to respond to that exasperated statement.
Thank Mr. Elwood for his comment. We have to make sure the system can withstand whatever's thrown at it, and we've talked about challenges from trade wars, challenges from low for long, and challenges from a hard Brexit. And it is not easy to get the financial system in a position that they can withstand not just one of those, but all of those.
Yep.
But it's necessary to stress them against these types of extreme scenarios. It was very clear when we released that, not just that it was in response to your the committee's request, an understandable request. We wouldn't have released it otherwise, but it was an understandable request. That it was a means to an end, a means to make sure the system was prepared. In terms of aggregate confidence of businesses and households, you didn't see a big shift. The shifts on confidence, particularly businesses, have been related to the uncertainties around Brexit, not concerns, quite rightly, not concerns about the preparedness of the financial system. And we're not going to apologize for doing our job. We're sitting here a couple of weeks potentially from a cliff edge, and we can sleep at night because the system is ready. And the reason the system is ready, we stressed them against that. And whether it's in Ascot or Aberdeen or wherever across the country, they can rely on this system, the core of the system, to serve them. Yeah.
So
I think we could
to
maybe...
Mr. Elwood he'll be able to sleep at night better.
Well, perhaps we could put the question back to Mr. Elwood, which is, how would he feel if he had a central bank and a regulator which, with a view to something that might happen that was bad, said, well, let's not worry about it. I don't think he'd think we were doing our job. So
yeah, great. Well, thank you very much.
the release of the scenario was supposed to be reassuring.
Yes.